Woohoo, that's slippery. Hi, my name is Don Jessop, and this is Freedom, and we're going to be asking him to step on the bridge. Not this bridge. I've got another bridge that's a lot harder, but we're going to do some prep work with this bridge. Simple obstacle that I built myself. You can do the same with some 2x6s. This one has a little teeter-totter to it, which I like. First thing I want him to do is just to get near it and then engage with it. Now, if he puts his feet on it, that's great. If he puts his nose on it, that's also great. I don't have to have him step on it or cross it yet. I just need him to engage in it. So I'm going to kind of connect with this halter here and pull until he says, okay, I'll try something like that. See, that's the first step, is that we get some mental engagement in the process. The second step is that he responds to this halter and he finds a way around or over this obstacle, just like that. Now notice my feet. I keep my feet fairly well grounded unless he's coming towards me and I need to move out of the way. I don't want him to jump on me. But I also have this flag to help protect my space. See, he goes around the flag rather than on top of me. Are there other ways to do it? You bet there's other ways to do it. I could stand beside him and ask him like heading into a trailer to take that first step on his own. And he's already kind of figured it out. But once we can cross this obstacle, I'm going to start asking him to go along it long ways, because that's the reality, is we're going to face a bridge on the stream or creek somewhere, on the trail somewhere, where he has to go across long ways and not just jump it. So I'm going to ask him to come around here with me to set up for the long track. I'm going to ask him to walk across. Now I have to kind of guide his nose to head in the right direction. And if I get his feet to stand on it, ooh, that's one thing. But see, he went around. So rather than resting in the wrong place, I just use my flag or my stick. And I use my rope. And I ask him to, you can push it, can't you? To put his feet on it. See, I've got pressure on the halter, you can see. And he came toward me, which was right. But not on the bridge, which was wrong. In which case I will support him. I'll say, no, don't do that. Don't go around that side. Don't go over there. And don't go over here. Just try to find your way on top. And as soon as you find your way on top, you're going to see these pressures that I'm applying to him. This is backwards pressure. This is sideways pressure. As soon as he finds a foot on that bridge there, I drop the rope, or part of the rope. Try not to drop all the rope, so he can sort of check it out. And I love how exaggerated his motions are. It's one of the things I love about this horse, is he really shows you what's going on in his brain. He's not super scared. He's willing to hold positions for longer than most. So I like that. Here we go. Pulling and adding a little flag pressure. And look at this. He goes around it. I simply push him backwards. Backwards. Pull a little bit. And there. He made a step. That's nice. Give him a little rope release, because he did step on it and forward. Just not all the way forward. So the release that I give him, it's not going to be a long one. I'm not going to sit here all day not making progress. So here we go again. Remember, there's a medium, small, and big release system that you want to have with your horse. I did this in the trailer loading video with him. A small release would be when he comes off this halter pressure. Watch this. Small release. I release that rope. It's small. It's a fairly short-lived release before I ask again. A medium release is when he comes out of this sort of mental, introverted state of mind where he's not sure what to do. We don't see a lot of progress, but finally he goes, fine, I'll try something. And he just tries something new. Just tries something new. And then he gets what we call a medium release. like he's never put his right front foot on this bridge. He's done his left front. So if he put his right front, I would give him a medium release because that would be something new. And then if he made progress past that point, he would get a massive release. Try that. Don't go there. See, training a horse is as simple as making the right thing easy and the wrong thing difficult. So just say, don't do that and do this. That's not what I asked for. Try again. Thank you. Good try. That was another one of those efforts into forward motion, so I gave him a little bit extra time. But again, not a big release. Not a big release. That was just him finally coming out of that long time. We had pressure on for about a minute there where he's like, don't do that, and don't do this, and don't do that, and don't come on top of me, and don't go back that way, and don't go that way. Just try something, and don't go that way. That was the first time he put his foot on it, but I'm not gonna take that one just because he was in a mental state. Look at this, he came out. He came out of that sort of whirlwind state, so he gets a medium release for that. When he comes out of this whirlwind state, medium release. When he makes a step forward into the right direction, big release, big rewards. So no, and no, and no, and no, and no, and yes. Stepped on it with his right front foot again. He did that once before. I could have rewarded it before. I felt like I needed to have him try a little harder. You can always adjust and go as you go along to make your decisions a little smarter. Let's try this again, Freedom. Ooh, there's that right front foot. I like that. Thank you. Let's connect the dots. The horse is not a whole horse. It's built up of parts. The nose and the individual feet and the tail, they all mean things. When you see the individual foot make some progress like that, you think, oh, he's already done that, but not with that foot. That means there's a new mental thought occurring in the horse, and I want to reward that. You're doing really good there. Really, really, really good. Brush those flies away. All right. Ah, I like that. Yes. And look at this. Almost got 2 feet. If I got 2 feet, he would get an even bigger reward like that. So I might even crouch down like this and just say, look at you. You're doing it. Now, mentally, he's not connected right now. He's off distracted in La La Land somewhere. But the fact that he's there with his feet, we're going to take something and reward it. Don't want to always be on our horse, being critical. So we'll connect again. We'll say thank you. We might even ask him off. It's not really fair to ask a horse to cross an obstacle they're not even comfortable standing on. So I'll ask him to come back on it. And if he finds it easy to stand on the obstacle, then it will become easier to cross the obstacle. We just need to get to this stage first. Did you see that little cool trick I did? Took my flag, put it back here. That was just a thing to help him wake up. That's it. It's just to help him wake up. Yeah. Ah, you're cute. You're going to do the ballet walk, huh? Balance along as you go. Just come back here. Start over. Here we go. Now, if you don't have an obstacle like this, you don't have the time to make an obstacle like this, you can just put some fence posts or rails on the ground and put them real close together and teach your horse to jump over them. You can't really step on them, they'll roll. But if you didn't put them too close together and you had some room in between, he could learn to sort of step on the wood or past the wood and go through that space that doesn't look comfortable. I like it. Good job. Okay, that's a good start for our process. There we go. Good job, kiddo. Just about anywhere you can think of to lead your horse. Between tight buildings, through a car park, if you're not worried about the cars, anything that would cause them to sort of second guess your leadership. That's the kind of place you want to engage with your horse in, because at the end of the day, what you really want is for them to say, I can do this. You want him to be able to say, okay, I've seen this kind of thing before, and although this seems challenging or hard, I can do this. And you can't ever get that yes answer from your horse in tough places until you take them to medium places. And you say, no, don't go that way. And don't go that way. Line up. Line up and come this way. Sniff it, smell it, engage in it. Don't ignore it. Just feel it out, just like you did before. Now I've got a long rope. I have the ability to step off to the side if he charges and gets nervous on top of this bridge. But if the practice has been done, I'll be able to guide his nose through this space. And if I haven't done enough practice, then it will become very apparent that I've got to go back a step and go to the earlier, easier things that we can accomplish. But this is good. We're on the right track. Yeah, I like this because this has limits the other bridge didn't have. This is going to require more thought on his part. It's one of those medium challenges that requires a whole nother level of leadership and him learning to trust my leadership. All I'm asking, woohoo! All I'm asking is for him to respond to the halter. Just follow your nose. This is a scary bridge. Yeah, but the process is the same. He gets little rewards and medium-sized rewards and big rewards, all for just taking a step in the right direction. Yeah. Yeah. Now, not all horses, believe it or not, can see depth very well. They often see a hole or a ditch and they can't tell if it's 10 feet deep or 10 inches deep. And I've seen horses actually plunge into really deep spaces thinking that it's shallow. So I'm very careful here to make sure that he doesn't come too far across without learning these limits. Like right there, if he steps off, we're going to be fine. But he'll learn a really important lesson. Like that. I think you'd find it easier just to jump the ditch, huh? This is a process of just saying no and yes. That's all it is. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. This is a no. No. And this is a yes. Now, I know more preparation could be done. I can sense how challenging this is for him. So, I can go back to earlier steps, or I can just decide to take more time here and not push it. More rewards. Longer the rest times. And really get him to feel good about standing here before we actually ask him to actually cross it. So he's learning to just like that, to just feel comfortable standing. And I really need to be able to back him off as well, because if we really get an emergency, maybe I have to back him off. And I have that skill set. I like that. Good. His expression, so expressive. Good. Gotta look where your feet are. You've never really had to look where your feet are much, have you? Live in a world where you just go the easy places. Now, I'm giving him space, but I'm not actually pulling him, or I'm trying not to pull him here. Just to see that there is another side to this bridge. Let him really take his time there. Here we go, a little bit more. Here we go. We might get those hind feet up there. Here's just a little tug to see if we can make a little progress, and we did. And we did. Woohoo, that's slippery. And we survived. Oh, I like that we made that. I like that we made it through. Sometimes it's right on the edge, life and death. But the fact that we've been through something scary together is what we call trauma bonding. He has an opportunity to really connect with me and learn to really trust my leadership. He made a good decision there. I'm gonna head back. Bridge is a little wet and slippery today. It's not ideal. But look at this. Oh, I decided to go with him on that one. I decided to go with him because he looked like he was coming and I didn't know if I could stop him. I feel like I could have stopped him, but it's so green and new. I decided not to. That was smart. Good job. Normally, and under normal circumstances, if he starts pushing against me, I actually prefer to back him off. But when he's all committed like that, sometimes it's easier just to get out of the way and start over. In a situation like this, though, I could just say, okay, back off. Yeah, good work. Good work. This is it. We're doing it. See if he makes a conscious choice to stand on and move over like a pro. I am falling in love with this horse more and more every day. I'm Don Jessop. This is Bridge Work, and I'm signing off until next time. Thank you so much for watching.